Let me turn this off real quick. Sorry, I didn't even realize it popped on. What up? Hey, voices. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. I'm excited. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited. Hey, Linda. What's up? I just went and saw Creed 3 in the movies. It was really, really, really good. If anyone needs a good movie to see, I give it a 10 out of 10. I really liked it. And what have y'all been up to? I've been playing Animal Crossing for like 2 days straight. If anyone plays it, hit a girl up and send me your little code so I can come visit your island. My kid has a Switch, so I've just been like buying new games, and now like I love this game. It's so fun. You get to like build a little house and make gardens, and you collect like items for this like museum. It's hard to explain, but it's a cool game. Hey, Georgia Peach. But yeah, if you guys need a good movie to go see Creed 3. We're gonna go see the new Avatar movie, but it's like 4 hours. And I was like, oh, I'm one of those people who, like, if I'm in the movies too long, I can't stay awake and I just fall asleep. So I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do 4 hours tonight. I'll wait till it comes out. But now, even though I've seen them all, I want to go back and watch all of the Creed movies because it was so good. My hair keeps falling in my face. Cool. There we go. So yeah, I figured I'll go over the arrest warrant for arrest affidavit for James Brenner. If you guys didn't know, we probably already know because it's been going around, but I'm a little late to the ball game. Hey, Mark. You have severe ADHD, not good for movies. Yeah, I get a little like antsy sitting down for too long too. But it wasn't too long. It was like a typical movie length, and it was really good. Like it had a good plot, and it was just it was a good movie. Like it had me interested the whole time, and that usually doesn't happen. Hey, cool gamer! I haven't seen you in a while. What's up? Oh, you had your 1-year-old grandson. Oh, so I started basically like nannying for my hubby's cousin's baby. And she's the cutest thing. I can't show you guys a picture of her just because I ain't gonna do that. But do you want to hear the cutest baby laugh ever? All right, so you understand the context. She made this little grunt noise. And then I did it back and she started laughing. So if you hear me growling in the video, that's what it is. Listen to how cute this is. Ready? Should I do it? Should I do it? Do you think I should do it? Isn't that the cutest thing ever? She cracks me up. She's the most adorable baby. I get like baby fever like crazy. Oh, you must be so over the moon, Linda. I love little babies. So, and that's so cute though. She is so adorable. Yeah. So let me pull up the arrest affidavit, and then I figured I'd talk a little bit about Murdaugh and his sentence. He got sentenced to life in prison without parole. He still says he's innocent, but there was no victim impact statements. Yeah, I feel bad for Buster. I mean, if he really didn't do anything to Stephen Smith, this is just terrible all around for him. I mean, he like lost his whole family completely, you know, and it's just got to be super hard. I mean, it seems like they're a tight family, like the uncles and everything, so I'm sure. And he's got a supportive girlfriend, it seems, but it's still really sad. I felt like I was going to be more excited than I was. I felt like really sad just after they read it and he was sentenced. It was like, because nobody really wins here. You know what I mean? Besides the victims, but they're gone too. So it's like, it just felt like nobody really won in this situation, and it was kind of sad. Hold on. I wanna put like white over it. It looks a little too bright. Okay, sorry, I wanted to add a little light to my screen because it was like, no, that's too bright. Hold on. All right, that works. Yeah, and isn't insisting. Don't be sad. Thanks, tax cut. I'll try not to, but I'm not like sad now, but I was sad, you know. Yeah, his prison pic looks terrible. What, did they make you shave your head, or did he have like a hairpiece that he was wearing? Because he looks like a peen. You know what I mean? Like his ugly bald head. I don't know. Some people can pull off like the big baldness, but he cannot. He just cannot. Hold on one second. I have a really bad itch on my eye because I fed my lizard. Okay. I don't want to mess my makeup up. I fed my lizard some of his little roaches, and every time I feed them, I get a little like itchy, and my eye got itchy, but I'm okay. Yeah, like the big head. Ugh. But I don't think all. Hey, Abra, yes, you made it! I'm so happy. All's been wearing. It's like, where is Abra? She's been missing it. Thank goodness you're here. All right. Let's see. Let me pull up this arrest affidavit. Thank you. I know. Look. Crocodile skin walls and the new mic. And look, ready? Sorry, I was just showing how it mutes because it's pretty cool. I could just be like, I was thinking of, going with like a whole red theme, but I don't like the red makes me look orange. Like, I don't know. I'll have to get some kind of like artwork to go in the background. Oh, I can put Voices artwork up if since you got a little bearded dragon. What's it called? Like the little blueprint things. But I was thinking of, do you ever see that website Crown and Paw where they take your pet's head and they put it on like a king? Or hold on, let me show you guys. It's hilarious. I was thinking of doing one of those for one of my bearded dragons. Sorry if there's like banging. I don't know what is going on upstairs. Sounds like somebody's dribbling a basketball. Crown and Paw. Where is the darn? I looked it up last time and it was there. All right, hold on. I don't know if I'll be able to find a bearded dragon one, but I know they have a bearded dragon one, and it's so funny. They have a couple bearded dragon ones because as I was like scrolling through, I saw them. All right, I'm just gonna show you this though. I wish I could find the bearded dragon one though, because it's hilarious. Okay. Look how funny these are. Come on. You can do like from Game of Thrones. You could do all kinds of stuff. You could do like Marvel characters. But they definitely have a bearded dragon one, which I thought would be hilarious to get one and do that in the background. But anyway, let's look at this. If you guys haven't been, has everyone Philo, the Dilla Rounds case. It was basically of this, I believe he was 17 at the time, this young 17-year-old boy becoming a man type deal, wanted to have his own farm. And his grandfather, I believe, like bought him some land in Utah and that was really close to the Nevada border. And it was really like in the middle of nowhere in this like desert type area. I don't even really know how they grow plants out there or farm out there because it looks very barren and dry to me, but he really had his mind set on turning that into like a farming area, and he was living in this trailer and traveling back and forth from Nevada to the Utah town. He would go to Nevada for like supplies and food. Hey, Kim. He would go back and forth to like, between the two areas. And there was a lot of different, eyes on different people. But there's this one guy, James Brenner, who, okay, so the guy that he kind of like came with the property that, this is how I interpret it. He came with the property that the grandfather acquired. He was living on the property and was like, kind of like watched over it, I guess. And he was a squatter. He was like a homeless guy who looked over the property and they let him stay there. Yeah, I did too, Mark, especially when he like lied about, like hid that gun at the guy's house, and then they went back the second time and they admitted that they hid it or whatever. Well, sorry. So it was like, I guess, living on the property. And I heard that there was some dispute over, like, I guess where he parked his truck or something like that. That's just what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, they found a pair of Dylan's boots that had blood on them. And when they, yeah, I hope they do too, but I really think it's just buried in the middle of the desert somewhere. And it'll probably be, yeah, I like Heavy D Sparks. I did watch a few of them too where they were searching. Well, here is the. Hold on. This is the gun one. Hold on. This is the wrong one. Give me a second. I pulled up the gun affidavit. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I pulled up the gun charge one, and I am trying to find the one. The one for murder. I thought I had it. Now I gotta look for it because I had the wrong one. Sorry, guys. Well, anyway, I read it. I read it like before, and I thought this was the one, but it's not. But I can break down what happened if I can't find it in a minute. So give me a second. Ow. I keep getting stuck to my darn. Not crime online. Let me check this one. All right. So anyway, I'll give you a rundown as I'm looking for it. They, I guess, found a video in Jim Brenner's phone that. Okay, here. This explains it. So I'll just explain it to you guys. that showed him bloody, cleaning a gun. Okay, so he's charged with aggravated murder and abuse or desecration of a human body. Go to the mystery maven. Okay, hold on YouTube, like her community post, or is it on her video? I hope. Oh, good. Okay, you're right. Thank you. I should have just went on Twitter because I know it's on Twitter. But here, okay, I can read it to you. All right. I don't know if I can. I guess I could put it on the screen, but it's going to be hard to see. Thank you. Thank you. I had it up yesterday, and then I couldn't find it. It's probably going to be hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom. All right. So, count 1, aggravated murder in violation of Utah Code as follows. That on about May 28th, 2022, the defendant... Oh, sorry. I forgot to go back on camera. The defendant intentionally or knowingly caused the death of another, and the actor previously committed or was convicted of an offense committed in another jurisdiction, in which committed in the state would be a violation of crime listed in the subsection. This is just explaining his charge. All right, here we go. Here's... Hey, Mel. That's okay. You're not that late. I just started. Hey, Princess Megan Elsa. Did I say hi to you? I don't know if I did or not. If I didn't, hi. The 19-year-old victim was reported a missing person on or about May 30th, 2022. Sheriff's deputies, along with the search and rescue crews, immediately got to work on efforts to locate the victim, but were unsuccessful. During a search, they discovered a pair of boots belonging to the victim nearby. One boot had a blood stain that DNA analysis confirmed belonged to the victim, in addition to DNA belonging to James Brenner. The victim's phone records were also obtained, which showed movements on the day of his disappearance on a remote property in Lucin where the defendant was squatting. Phone data showed that the last signal from the victim's phone was at the Lucin pond, and a search of the pond led to the discovery of the victim's phone. So I guess he threw Dylan's phone in the pond. A digital forensic download of the phone was conducted and led to the discovery of a time-lapse video with a timestamp taken at the time of the victim's disappearance. The video showed defendant with blood stains on his arms and a shirt as he's cleaning a gun. So I'm confused. This video was on... So did this guy videotape him with Dylan's phone cleaning a gun? Like, why? The shirt which the defendant is wearing in the video was analyzed and the... Alright, so phone data showed the last signal from the victim's phone was at... The search led to the discovery of the victim's phone. So they have Dylan's phone. Then they do a forensic download of the phone and found the video. Why would he videotape him cleaning a... Why would James Brenner videotape himself cleaning a gun on Dylan's phone? I don't know. That's strange, but that's what it sounds like they're saying. Right? Like, am I the only one who thinks this? Alright, the video showed defendant with blood... Maybe he did... Yeah, maybe accidentally. Because it is weird. It's a time-lapse video. Maybe he was, like, holding the phone and he accidentally took a video of it, which is pretty crazy. Like, that's how he got himself caught. But the video showed defendant with bloodstains on his arms and shirt as he's cleaning a gun. The shirt which the defendant is wearing in the video was analyzed, and the victim's DNA was also found on the shirt. Defendant was interviewed and made several claims that corroborated forensic evidence, in addition to making numerous demonstrably false statements. Yeah, no, I know that, but yeah, he must have, like I'm saying, he must have been, like, must have took Dylan's phone and just holding it and hit a button as he was holding it and accidentally recorded him cleaning the gun, which is pretty crazy. So, is that it? Why can't I? Well, hold on. I can't see the rest of it. Why won't it? All right, let me just see if there's more on Twitter. I don't think there's much more to it, but let's look anyway. We're always at it. Oh, maybe not. Anyway, I don't think. I think the only other they said the shoe thing. Yeah, that's all I don't think there was anything else that they found, but let me read that article and see if it says anything else. All right, so the video showed cleaning a gun with bloodstains on his arms and shirt. The shirt was obtained and analyzed by authorities. All right, so Brenner was charged in the First District Court in Box Elder County in connection with the disappearance of Dylan Rounds for the alleged murder and the disposal of Rounds' body. The charging documents state that Rounds' body was not recovered due to Brenner's allegedly removing and concealing it. The evidence supports that James Brenner is the only suspect, although the remains of Dylan Rounds have yet to be located. We are hopeful that they will be found in the near future. We express condolences to the family of Dylan Rounds. I personally think that's okay, Jen. Yeah, right. Personally, I don't know if they'll find his body. I hope they do. But if I remember correctly, I think he has like a lot of mental health problems too. I think he may be schizophrenic. Like if I remember, let me look it up and see if it's in there because I remember reading that he was schizophrenic. All right, James Brenner. 5 facts you need to know. Let's say, see if it says anything on here about it. This is a picture of the guy right there. Oh, well, yeah, he got arrested for a firearms charge, basically like hiding the firearm, but and a bunch of firearms he shouldn't have had. All right, on May 30th, he received a call from 19-year-old male. Wait, on May 30th, Box Elder County Dispatch received a call of a missing 19-year-old male last seen in Lucin. On this day, Dylan Rounds contacted a relative by phone and told them he was putting the grain truck into shelter, which I believe where he parked the grain truck was where that guy was squatting. And I think they got in like an argument about it. According to affidavit, the shelter for the grain truck was reported to be on a parcel of land owned by Box Elder Land and Livestock, owner initials JC, adjacent to 2 other parcels that are owned by SH and RI. These parcels are open to each other and collectively used together. Brenner has no ownership in the land parcels mentioned and is squatting in the trailer located on the land. Dylan Rounds' property is a 5-mile walk towards the southeast of where Brenner was currently living. So I'm pretty sure he would park the grain truck there. And from what I remember, this was a while ago, so it's hard to remember, but I thought James was angry that he was parking the truck there and that he had built like this little fence around it to keep Dylan from doing it. And Dylan had drove over the fence or something like that. Someone said that he carried like 4 garbage bags out of the shed while cops were there and threw it in the back of his truck and left. No way. And they just let him do that? Oh my God. The department was first notified on the case when they responded to Montella on the call that someone was being held hostage in Montella. They searched the resident with the consent of the owner. Release does not provide any details about the hostage angle. It's where they found all the guns. They searched the trailer where he was living, and they found a bunch of guns and ammunition. So on June 20th, he asked a friend, I believe this guy's name was Don, was interviewed. During that interview, Don advised that Dylan Rounds went missing, that after Dylan Rounds went missing, and sometimes after Brenner's initial June 7th, 2022 interview with Besco, Brenner brought 3 black powder guns over to Don's residence and asked safe keep them. And Brenner said he needed to do this for his own safety, and the last time he had trouble with the law, they took everything from him, and he did not want the things he had left to be taken again. So he agreed to store the 3 muzzle loaders, and then he ended up handing them over to police. He wasn't allowed to have firearms because of his criminal history. I swore he was heard he was schizophrenic or something like that. His criminal history includes malicious wounding, malicious shooting, and multiple charges of a felon in possession of a firearm. He has an outstanding warrant for allegedly beating up a man using a lawn chair. That's crazy. He has a lengthy history of violence. He had a shootout before. He has a history of shooting at people. And despite that, he's a convicted felon who continues to carry firearms, which he should not have firearms at all if he's literally shooting at people. Yep. I agree, K-Braze. I think that's what happened too. I think he made this makeshift gate from what I remember hearing. And that Dylan just rode over it like it wasn't that big, or he cut it and it pissed James off, even though he doesn't own any of the property and has no right to do that, really. Brenner had helped on the farm of Rounds, who was described as strong-headed and passionate. So I believe James had done work on Dylan's farm and was a friend of his grandfather's. Wasn't he a friend of the grandfather, him and the dude Don? Yep. Yeah, K-Braze. Yep, you're right. Why can I not find? I swore it was reported that he had some mental issues and that he was schizophrenic. Or he had some kind of weird, I can't find it now, but it was probably in the Facebook group or something. Somebody who knew him said that. All right, moving on. So Murdaugh was sentenced. Let me show you guys his mugshot if you haven't seen it yet. He looks like a peen. It's terrible. Look at that. Ugh. That does not look good on him. He looks terrible. He's gonna be in state prison. I don't think they'll let him go to federal prison after the crimes. I think he would stay. He will stay in state. He was booked into South Carolina's Kirkland Reception and Evaluation Center Friday evening. He was found guilty of murdering his wife and his son. He was completely shaved and wearing a yellow jumpsuit in the most recent mugshot after the judge sentenced him to a double life sentence. He will be held in a single cell for now. He'll be assessed and will be determined what his permanent placement will be. I wonder if they're going to put him in solitary for his safety or whatever. He's in a maximum security level 3 facilities that houses male offenders. It's responsible for some of the state's most violent and dangerous criminals, according to the website. Mrs. Murdaugh will spend the next 45 days during the inmate intake process, which includes medical tests, mental health and education assessments, and the SCDC said in a statement. Hey, Matt. All right, here I'll show the judge. Oh my goodness, that scared the living crap out of me. Hold on, let me make sure that's all. Sorry, y'all, if I hurt anyone's ears. Why do I have an alarm set for right now? I have no idea why, but okay. So Judge Clifton Newman called the evidence against Murdaugh overwhelming, but said the murders have been perpetrated by the monster you become when you take 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 opioid pills. Here he is led at court. He ain't walking out in that suit no more. Did you see? They showed all the jurors. Oh, and the one juror did a little interview. Did you guys see the interview? It was short. They just showed. Hold on. Let me see. I'll pull it up real quick. Which I agree with them. I think, that cell phone video sealed the deal for me. I don't think it had anything to do with the financial crimes. So when they interviewed Dick and Jim Griffin outside the courthouse, they basically said that the reason why he was convicted is because of the financial crimes, and that if the financial crimes hadn't been introduced, that he wouldn't have been found guilty, which I don't agree with at all. I think him admitting to being at the kennels at that time and lying did him in. Like, that's just my opinion. I the financials really didn't do anything for me. Can you guys hear that? Hold on. Let me just make sure I have the sound on. Oh, I didn't see this. I thought they were doing the juror.
South Carolina. Any of you have an exclusive interview with one of the jurors.
That's right, George. That juror telling us what happened inside the deliberation room. Moments after that verdict was read, Alec Murdaugh turning back to his surviving son, mouthing, "I'm sorry, I love you." That once prominent attorney now convicted.
I'm not sure, Kay Brace. I mean, they said they found something in relation to the Stephen Smith case, so I'm curious what it is. I don't know if it's anything big or what, or if they just reopened it, but they did say they found some evidence, so we'll see.
Wife and son. After 28 days, 75 witnesses, and less than 3 hours of deliberation, the jury finding Alec Murdaugh guilty of killing his wife Maggie and son Paul.
Guilty, 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 guilty.
Murdaugh appearing emotionless as the unanimous
alarm.
verdict was read. His surviving son Buster, who testified in support of his dad, putting his head in his hands. The defense asking for a mistrial, but the judge standing firm.
The jury has now considered the evidence for a significant period of time, and the evidence of guilt is overwhelming, and I deny the motion.
The disgraced attorney then taken out of the courtroom. Now, in an ABC News exclusive, juror Craig Moyer breaking his silence, revealing how the jury came to their decision. When you first got in the room, you took a vote?
It was 2 not guilty, 1 not sure, and 9 guilty.
What was your vote?
Guilty.
From the start.
People said there was 2
Moyer
not
says
guilty.
it didn't take long to get everyone on the same page.
He started deliberating, going through the evidence. Everybody was pretty much talking, and about 45 minutes later, after all our deliberating, we figured it out.
45 minutes is
basically
fast.
45 minutes for you guys to come to a decision.
Probably about 45, maybe an hour.
That's really fast.
Yeah. The evidence was clear.
He says it was this piece of video featuring Alec's voice at the crime scene moments before the murders that convinced him.
Hear his voice clearly, and everybody else could too.
Alec finally admitting it was him for the first time a year and a half after the murders. When he said it was him,
Yeah,
were you
they said they're
surprised?
filing an
Very
appeal in
surprised.
10 days.
Why?
That was his only savior right there.
For some people, it's so hard to understand how a husband, especially a father, would kill their own son. What he had.
His responses, how quick he was with the defense, and his lies, steady lies.
Did you feel like he was a liar?
A good liar, but not good enough.
Moyer also not convinced
right.
by moments like this. Alec appearing emotional on the stand. What did you think when Alec Murdaugh took the stand?
I didn't think much of him,
Really?
really. I didn't see any true
I was
remorse.
kind of shocked too, just because I feel like the jury was 8 men, and I would feel like the males would more so lean not guilty. I don't know why. I just think the females would probably be more like would be more emotional about it because a wife and a kid were killed. So I was like, wow, there's a jury of 8 men. Like, there's no way that it's going to be guilty. I swear it was going to be a hung jury, but I was shocked that was the outcome. I really am.
Or any compassion or anything.
Even though he cried a lot on the
He
stand.
never cried.
Oh yeah, the
He
eggs
never
was
cried. What do you
hilarious.
mean by that?
All he did was blow.
Did you not see tears?
No tears.
How did you know he wasn't crying?
Because I saw his eyes. I was this close to him.
Moyer says he also didn't buy the defense's argument that Alec didn't have enough time to commit the crime and create an alibi. The defense said there's no way he could have done all these things,
planned it ahead
clean
of
everything
time,
up,
you have time, and
get
you
it
know
all
it
ready,
has
and
to
then
be
go
a
to
tight
his mom's and come
timeline.
back in that short amount of time.
I think there's just enough time.
All those factors leading the jury to hand over that guilty verdict.
It's all plain and clear.
And the judge delaying sentencing until this morning so that
I agree,
victims
because I
could
feel
make
like you
statements
just
in
can't
court.
find
And this
it
morning,
any other
we will
way,
see
yeah.
Alec Murdaugh arriving to the courtroom in an orange jumpsuit.
I
Guys,
think there's a
Okay,
lot
thanks. That was a
more
fascinating interview. We're joined
that
now
we
by
don't know though, because I'm telling you, I did that video about Barrett Boulware and his ties to drug trafficking, and I really feel like he was into major drug trafficking, and he was afraid that was going to come out. And I don't think they have uncovered yet, or maybe they did, they just didn't have enough evidence to like bring it out. But I really think there's some drug trafficking connection in all this, and I feel like it's a big deal. Like, I think maybe maybe there was another motive, like they might have found out about it, but even Paul told Anthony that plane was used for drug trafficking. If you watch the Netflix documentary, if you didn't, you have to watch it, and then you have to watch my video about the drug trafficking, and then you'll see what I'm saying. But I really think there's a connection to drug trafficking. I really do.
lead prosecutor Creighton Waters. Mr. Waters, thank you for joining us this morning. 28 days in the trial, 70
By the way,
witnesses.
Creighton is
Yet only
super
3 hours.
cool. He has a
to reach
band
verdict. How
and
do
he
you
plays
explain that?
Eagles songs, which I love the Eagles. So
Well, I think I explained it with what you heard the jurors say. We presented a very compelling and strong case, and I think that it didn't take them long to figure this out. They looked him in his eyes, much as I've had the chance to do, and realized who this person really was. And I think that really
too, Abra.
was the final thing that led this jury to come to the right conclusion.
You finally did it. You started out, though, with 2 jurors saying not guilty, 1 juror not sure. Was it that video that made the difference?
Absolutely, I think it was. That was something that the defendant could never account for. And I think, though, he was still hoping that that evidence wouldn't be as strong as it was. He initially claimed, because there was one young man who thought he heard him on the phone, and he said, well, he's got to be mistaken. I think he thought he could get around that. But as we continued to put up family and friends, people who were very close to him, none of whom who knew who he really was, it became very compelling. And I think that's what motivated him to try to take the stand and see if he could give one last closing argument to these jurors.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask.
As you heard, though, it didn't work.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. Were you surprised?
I feel like it could have been different, though, if he never took the stand and tried to say anything, because then it would have been like, even though you hear the voice and everybody knows it's his voice, without him admitting it, it's like, like, you hear it, but you can't say that's definitely him. What if somebody has a similar voice than him, which is very doubtful. I'm just saying, with him going up and saying, yes, that was me, I lied, that was like, all right, like, now I know for sure, and I don't feel weird speculating about it, and now I'm convinced that he killed his family. You know what I mean? If he would have just not went on the stand and not said anything, then I wouldn't have felt comfortable being you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, that's him for sure. Even though I knew it was him, if that makes sense. Like, even though I knew it was him, I didn't feel comfortable saying that's 100% him. But when he admitted it, then I was like, oh yeah, he did it.
Decided to testify?
No, I thought that he would do it all along. I think that he's been able to, in this community, he's been able to talk his way out of accountability his entire life. And people like that are convinced in their own ability to do so. So the second the defense put in an exhibit in the case, I was pretty convinced he was going to testify. That's usually a pretty good indication.
You mentioned that he talked his way out of accountability his whole life. He's a skilled attorney. So what was your strategy going in on cross-examination?
Well, my strategy was to initially establish that and establish who he was. I thought it was very interesting that he would not even concede to these jurors that he was wealthy. And that was sort of the idea, was to get him talking about himself and about his life, but then to first of all, hammer home the financial aspects of this case and the many lies that he had told to people that trusted him, and then move into the specifics of his new story that he was now telling the world for the first time, at least publicly. And I think that's very compelling. And ultimately,
yeah, Mrs. O, I did a whole video on their family history and the drug trafficking and how Alex acquired Moselle through this guy Barrett Boulware, who Barrett Boulware he got caught for. So in the 80s, his boat got stopped. He has like a commercial fishing boat, and it got stopped, and they had 17,000 pounds of marijuana on the boat, and he was about to go to court, and their star witness, who was one of the people on the boat who got caught or whatever, their star witness just happened to die. He got hit by a car crossing the street. So they never got charged. They weren't allowed to get indicted again, and the judge said they can't sit here and stress worrying about that for the next indictment or whatever. So they totally got off on 17,000 pounds of marijuana. And then he later on was in his car and fell asleep and got pulled over, and they consented to a search, and they found a bunch of cocaine and marijuana in his car. Well, him and Alex owned a bunch of private islands together and a couple businesses, And when he got cancer, and as he was dying, he gave everything to Alex, like left him in charge of everything. And that's how Alex acquired Moselle. And they have a plane with a landing strip that Paul told Anthony was used for drug trafficking. And there's just a lot of drug trafficking ties. And I think they were using the private islands to do it. I believe that the boat was changed to a different name, like Miss Key West or something that has to do with Key West. And it was used for like a commercial business, but it would make a few stops in Brazil, so people think that it was actually like a front to drug traffic. So I definitely think there was some drug trafficking things going on behind the scenes. And I think that, thank you, that girl. Hey, I'm so glad you're back. I hope you're feeling okay. It is crazy. It is. Love you too, girl. But yeah, it's I just think that I feel like that's the missing piece to the puzzle, where you know how it's okay, I'm broke too, girl. I feel your pain. It's okay. You didn't need to send me anything. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, he got Moselle for $5. Yeah, and I feel like the only reason Barrett handed over to him all the stuff is like, to continue on their shady business. You know what I mean? And Barrett was hands down involved in drug trafficking. There's no doubt about that. So I think he just kind of left it all in charge of Alex because he was dying of cancer. But I feel like you know how when you're looking at this case, there's just something that feels not right, and you can't feel like there's a piece of this puzzle that's missing, and you just don't know what it is, but you feel like there's another motive behind what went down, or something more to it that's just not there, but you feel it. You know what I mean? You know it's there, but it hasn't been uncovered yet. This is what I think the missing piece is somewhere, and I think Alex was more afraid of them finding all this out than anything. I think he was more worried about this stuff than the money that he stole, which I just feel like there was more that he was stressed about. But even so, that he stole and all that was a big deal. But I feel like this whole drug trafficking connection is a piece of the puzzle that's missing, and I feel like this is why everyone's got that feeling like I know something else is there and I don't know what it is. And I feel like that's it. I wish I could find more out about it. And Mrs. O, if you do find any more stuff about it, let me know. My email about section. But yeah, I am totally. I've been trying to like dig through this aspect of it. I don't think he was spending that much on pills, Gorilla Spawn. I think it was like, I think a lot of that money went to his like trafficking stuff. You know what I mean? Like maybe like lost money trafficking or keeping up with the businesses. I don't know, but I feel like, yeah, the whole middle of the puzzle, you're right. You have tea? Well, you should email me. I won't share any of it if you don't want me to, but if there's any tea you want to tell me that you don't want me to share, just specify it. But I'd love to hear it. But yeah, I feel like you're right. The whole middle of the puzzle, there's something else there, and like I got my finger on it, but I don't got my whole finger on it, I think maybe the money has to do with like the expenses to maybe he like trafficked drugs and like having to wait for the money to be returned. Like maybe he had to put up expenses towards trafficking and didn't have like waiting on money in return to come back, or money getting lost under the way or stolen, or but I feel like the money, a lot of the money went to like his trafficking, like to do the whole business. I don't know. Maybe gambling. Maybe. Yes, Busters next. I seen that. Okay, sounds good. It's just Kate Does Crime, all one like all one word, no spaces, at gmail.com. But anyway, let me keep playing this. I keep talking so much. But yeah, if you haven't watched that video, check it out. Because that video, you like, well, first you gotta watch the Netflix documentary and see where they talk about the drug trafficking stuff. Then watch that video and it all kind of comes together. Yeah, I think that probably too, Kim. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of everything. Hey, Lori. Like I definitely think there's a little bit of everything, like money going here and there. Maybe he put his money into something and just didn't get a return from it yet, something like that. But I'm definitely gonna keep exploring this trafficking angle and see if I can and look into his businesses. I'm gonna search all his businesses and every business in his name that I can find. And maybe if I can search Bullwares, I don't know if they'd still be listed, but I gotta find what all the businesses that Murdaugh like runs under. But I just think that's like Mrs. O said, the whole middle of the puzzle that's missing, that makes everything feel like there's got to be something else and you just don't know what it is. And I think he was very afraid that if this stuff came out, it would be bad. It is so sad, Devil. It is.
Was convincing to the jury.
Yeah, well, once you definitely establish that has been a liar for most of his career, that's really the kiss of death for a defense witness, right?
Well, I think it is, but it's not just being a liar. In this case, it was him being a liar about being at the scene with the victims just minutes before their cell phones went silent forever. And that is a very compelling lie. And of course, I made the argument to the jury.
Oh, yeah, Lori, like offshore accounts, sure.
That, what kind of reasonable father or husband would lie to law enforcement about such a crucial fact in that moment, and only one who really knew what had happened. But when you lie about being at the scene with the victims just minutes before the crime happened, that's pretty compelling evidence.
Are you now looking into the death of the Murdaugh's housekeeper?
Well, I can't comment on any pending investigations. This thing that has been investigated by SLED and the South Carolina State Grand Jury, which I'm fortunate to lead, is far-reaching into a lot of different areas. I can't comment on any pending investigation.
Yeah. Sentencing this morning, what do you hope to see?
It is far-reaching, for sure.
I'm sorry, say again?
The sentencing is this morning. What do you hope to see?
Well, this morning I hope to see a just sentence from the judge. I think that we will have a short presentation because the judge has heard it all. I'm not going to comment on the specifics of sentencing because it hasn't happened yet. But I do think that in the end, we will have a just result for Maggie and Paul. Who, again, we cannot forget in all of this case, as long as it's gone on and as big as it's gotten, that's what this is really about. And thankfully, they had a voice yesterday when the jurors spoke.
Creighton Waters, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Alec Murdaugh found.
And thankfully, they.
State Democrat website should be okay. Yeah, I'll check that out. I agree. Following the money is definitely a good angle to go down. Paul was allegedly with Buster the night Stephen died. He was also there when Gloria fell in the boat with Mallory. Makes you wonder if he had a problem. Yeah, true. Yeah. But they did say that Paul really of her around, even in his wallet, like he adored her like a second mom. So I don't know about, like, I mean, maybe to, like, you know, protect his dad or something. I don't know, but candidates by law have to disclose donors. Okay. But yeah, the judge basically said, like, he called him a liar, and he said, well, you know, I'm innocent. I would never kill my wife and Paw. And he said, well, maybe you wouldn't kill, you know, Maggie and Paw, but the monster that you have become may have killed Maggie and Paw from, you know, all the pills that he took. It was a very impactful statement. And I also want us to talk about Sarah Boone. So that trial's supposed to start really soon. I don't know if you guys would be interested in watching that, or maybe I can just do some like recaps every few days. But Sarah Boone's that like crazy woman who put her, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or her husband. Let me see. Her boyfriend. She put him in a suitcase and left him in the suitcase to die during an alleged game of hide and seek. I think she even taped it too, like made a TikTok or something. But on February 25th, 2020, Boone, then 42, was arrested by Orange County deputies after detectives said 42-year-old George Torres died after being zipped into a suitcase and left inside of it for hours. The incident reportedly happened at the couple's winter home park near Aloma Avenue and Goldenrod Road. According to investigators, Boone told them she and Torres had been drinking wine and playing hide and seek, but she claimed she went outstairs and passed out in her bed. Said she woke up hours later to her cell phone ringing multiple times. She had reportedly realized her boyfriend was possibly still inside the suitcase, and she unzipped it and found Torres unresponsive and not breathing. The trial, or it says, the trial in which she faces second-degree murder in Torres' death was expected to begin early this year, but was rescheduled for November 7th, and then it got rescheduled again and again. So I think it's coming up this month, or like in the next couple days even. I have to look to find the date. But hold on. She allegedly recorded boyfriend begging for help. So there were two videos on Boone's phone showing her recording videos her boyfriend tried to get out of the suitcase. The first video began recording February 24th, 2020 at 11:12 p.m. in which Torres could be heard repeatedly yelling Boone's name. She reportedly was laughing as he screamed in terror, pleading for help until his final breath. For everything you've done to me, F you, stupid, Boone could be heard saying in the video, according to deputies. That's on you. Oh, that's what I feel like when you cheat on me, she reportedly added. The second video began recording at February 24th, 8:20 p.m., in which detectives said Torres is heard yelling out Boone's name. An arrest report said the suitcase was in a different position during the second video. Court documents detailed a history of domestic violence between Boone and Torres prior to the deadly incident. Both of them had been arrested in Orange County for battery on each other. I don't know if you guys want to see the video. I don't really want to play the video because you want me to play it? All right, hold on. It's a little bit like, ugh, I don't know. I was cringing when I was watching it. It was hard to watch, but we can play it. Hold on. I think this is it. Let me share my screen.
Nose get burned, a nose in need deserves puffs.
This
Indeed,
lady's crazy,
America's
though.
number
Like,
one
she's
cushion
crazy
tissue.
great.
We're done.
What about these?
Looks right. quick.
sorry for that. Let me mute it till it comes on.
2 times
I
more
know.
absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
I know, Lori. I got you.
The
You're
Winter
right.
Park woman
I
accused
think
of
they'll
killing
play
her
it on here. Let me
boyfriend by
see.
stuffing him inside a suitcase, appearing before a judge today. Fox 35's Holly Bristow has the story.
Well, according to this arrest affidavit, Sarah Boone told investigators that it was just a boozy game of hide and seek gone wrong. But deputies are saying, nope, it's murder.
We have heard
They're
them
not
have
gonna play
fights
it? Let
and
me
yelling
see.
back and forth.
I've known neighbors to go over there and get in between and stop.
Oh, they
Running
don't
along
play it.
Frank's
Hold on.
Court, shocked things went this far.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name? Sarah Boone.
That's him in the suitcase.
Sarah.
Hey, Jane Doe.
For everything you've done to me. Sarah. For everything you've done to me. Sarah. Fuck you. Sarah. Fuck you. Sarah. Stupid.
Hey, Sabrina.
That's my name. Don't wear it up. Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously. Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me. Sarah. Sarah.
So she's gonna take the domestic violence stance. Watch.
Sarah.
She's vicious, man.
Sarah, I can't breathe, babe. That's on you. Sarah, I can't breathe. It's on you. Sarah.
Oh yeah, definitely on a lot of crazy
Real
girlfriend
ransom.
memes.
Might want to get video for it extra. Because I got this. Sarah. Regular ransom.
Yeah, just goes to bed and leaves him in there after he's saying he can't breathe over and over again.
Sarah.
I think she posted these on TikTok.
Oh, that's
Didn't she
what
post
I
these
like
on
when you cheat
TikTok?
on me. Sarah. Fuck you.
I remember people sharing these like, oh my god.
You should probably shut the fuck up.
Hey, you, and welcome. My name is Mike.
Cheerio.
Seems like most people only have that one. Where's the second one? Because they said the suitcase was in a different position in the second one. Is this it? Yeah, here's the second one.
Sarah.
Hey, Aries. Thank you. Oh, you going on vacation? That's awesome. That sounds like a fun vacation. I want to go to Australia because they got a bunch of lizards there. My son's like, Mom, we gotta go. We gotta go to Australia because, we gotta see all the wild bearded dragons. He wants to see a frilled lizard. You know, the ones that have the frills. He loves them. Sarah Boone has got to be the best interview since that one crazy lady. Oh, Stephanie Lazarus. Yeah, I love that interview because they totally spring that on her. Like, she thinks she's there, like, helping, and then, like, they throw that on her. She gets so defensive, too. That was a crazy case with Stephanie Lazarus. Oh, scuba diving tomorrow with sharks. Well, be careful. Kimberly, I don't think so. Is that like a YouTuber? Yeah, that's. Yeah, I seen it on TikTok too, Lori. Got tons of lizards here. Are you in Florida or Australia, Risk? My son loves Florida too. He went to Disney and he had more fun catching lizards than going on all the rides and stuff. But I just ordered a new leash for my lizard so I can take him out. Well, I have a couple, but I didn't like the way they were designed, so I got a new one, and I really like it, so I'm excited for the summer so I can take it out. Yeah, Stephanie was crazy. She was a cop, so that was a crazy case. I was thinking of doing like a couple of cases in between, like maybe Andrea and Mabel. I was thinking of doing her case. That would be a good case to do the one with Stephanie Lazarus. We can talk about that. She has a change on the spelling bee name. But anyways, I'm going to end it, but I will cover that case if you guys want to watch the trial. Let me look up when the trial is. Hold on. I can tell you guys. The week of pre-trial conference on March 28th, and it will start the week of April 10th. I thought it was going to be sooner than that. Wow, that's crazy because all right, so the Orrin and Orson West case was supposed to start early March, but that got postponed till late March. So we have Sarah Boone late March, Orrin and Orson West late March, Lori Vallow in April. That's like 3 major cases all going on at the same time. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll figure it out. I might have to do recaps every couple days for okay, recap for this trial, or I don't know, or split it up like Monday we'll do a recap of this, Tuesday we'll do a recap of that, but that's going to be 3 crazy trials to all be covering at the same time. But I'm here for it, especially the Vallow trial. If you guys don't know the Vallow case, which I'm sure everybody does if you're into true crime. Yeah, Letitia Stapp, I don't know. I heard, let me see. Because I know she had to get another Letitia Stapp case still on course for a jury trial in late March. So, oh my goodness. So wait, you're telling me Letitia Stapp, Orrin and Orson West, Vallow, and Sarah Boone all at the same time. That is 4 huge trials. It's going to be a crazy April's going to be insane. Let me just say this. Thursday. Okay, so on February 2nd, they said everything appears to be on course for the start of Letitia Stapp's trial late next month in El Paso County. During a hearing on Thursday, the court received an update on when the prosecution and defense are in pretrial preparations. There was a discussion on selecting a jury, no discussion about a potential change in venue. As of today, the court does not have a final report from the defense sanity expert who interviewed Stapp. There's an issue with that expert getting documentation from the state hospital in Pueblo. All right, let me see if they have any newer. Well, that's the latest one, so that's on. Yeah, and then it'll go right into Idaho 4. You're right. There's a couple more trials too. There was a couple more people, and I can't remember who they were, but it is going to be all at the same time. So I don't know how. Yeah, I'm going to have to go live several times a day. I don't know how we're going to do this, but we might have to do like dedicate each day of the week for a different trial. And then I'll just like update everyone, the next day that is due. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do it. We'll figure it out. But thank y'all for coming. I'm going to go play Animal Crossing and lay on my couch. Oh, Delphi too. Don't tell me Delphi is... Hold on. What's that? Richard Allen? Let me see. I'm looking him up too. Hold on. I know there's a code. No. Y'all aren't going to believe this. Not going to believe this. Ready? Ready? You're not going to believe this. Let me just share my screen. Let me just share my screen real quick. Do you see that date? So, this is all at the same time. Stalk, Richard Allen, Orson West, Sarah Boone, Lori Vallow, and Quentin Simon. Is Quentin Simon? Hold on. I can't even keep up. My goodness. What is her name? Leilani? Oh, they're already deciding on cameras. Do they have a trial date for that? I mean, it's... Yeah, Brian's will probably be pushed back. They'll probably find a way to push it back. We'll see, but... It doesn't say her date yet, but they're discussing if cameras will be in, so... This is going to be a wild, wild, wild end of the month in April. Oh, my Lord. Well, we'll figure it out somehow. We'll figure it out. All right. Well, have a good night, everybody. And I will see y'all. Yeah, just go throw Lori in the nut house already. Well, we don't want her in the nut house yet. We want to try her first. Yeah, Delphi. Yeah, so Delphi, Orson West, Sarah Boone, Vallow, and Letitia Stout. Did I get them all? I think. And then it goes into Idaho. I don't know when Chad's is going to be. Is Chad going to be there too? Because I know they're separated now. I don't know. All right. I'm serious this time. I'm going. Bye, y'all. Thank you for coming. Make sure to give me a like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll be back. I'll try and be back tomorrow night. If not Monday. I know. I'm glad you made it live too. I'm glad you caught it too, MK. MK and Abra. So glad that you caught up. And Mrs. O, make sure you email me because I need all the tea. But I promise I won't share it if you don't want me to. All right. Good night, guys. Oh, and have fun on your great shark dive tomorrow. Take pictures and send them to me. I'd love to see if you have an underwater camera. Have fun. Have fun, Aries. See ya. Good night, Princess Megan Elsa. Good night, everyone.